So this is the Jubitz Yard in Portland. Now, a few different companies share this, but there's this. I want to talk about the very first part of it. All right, and there's these yellow poles in front. All right, let me just zoom in a little bit more. Maybe use a street view. There we go. Just so I can kind of point out these particular poles. Now, um, for some reason, well, I wouldn't say for some reason, but these poles get hit a lot, quite frequently. I've witnessed it a few times myself, and with my students, I would say nearly 80% of them, if it wasn't for me stopping them, would hit these poles. But when people have a lot of room, they have a tendency of not taking it as wide. As you can see, you would turn in here, and we would always go, our trailers, we would park over here, so everyone would turn left. But they stay a little bit too close to the left, and then they start turning, and then they lose everything in your left flat mirror. And I would let them go. Like I pretty much every single time that we ever make a left-hand turn, and that would be sometimes 10 times a day. All right, because I was a local. I would see how far they would go, and then of course I would scream at them to stop, and then they go look at me, what's wrong with you? Well, have you looked in your mirror? What do you mean? Well, look in your mirror, and then all of a sudden they see, oh crap. Now, I purposely do. I purposely don't tell them how to take this turn until that happens, just so I can kind of explain what's going on. Now, let's go to the game for a second. So this is not the exact diagram or anything, but what happened as soon as when you got a lot of room over here, all right. So people have a tendency to not look as much because they feel like they have all the room, and so they start to turn. Okay, and then all of a sudden I scream at them to stop. They look in their mirror, and they can't see anything. They can't see the pole in this mirror, in the big flat mirror. Sorry. So I tell them to look in the bottom mirror, and all of a sudden they're seeing it. Now, the quick way to get out of this particular situation, all right, first of all, is to stop. All right, crank your steering wheel all the way to the right, drive straight. It's going to start getting closer and closer and closer, and then it's going to stop getting closer. Okay. Now, don't do this. Don't keep your steers straight and then go off to the right, because what happens then is that you've lost. You can't see the object that you were trying to get behind. You always want to be able to keep an eye on that object. All right. So once you get to this particular point, point your steer straight. Now you can just drive in a straight line. Keep an eye on it the entire time, and then you can start turning at the appropriate time to miss it. All right. So there we go. This might even look like you might even still hit it because of the back of the trailer is still back here, but just note that anything that is past the center of the axles, all right, on your left while you're turning left will not get any closer. All right. The only thing you'd ever have to worry about would be something very close on the right here. But so let me go over this one more time. All right. So you're driving. All right. You're kind of not really paying attention. You go off to the left. Okay. And all of a sudden you see what's going on. So you stop, you straighten up your wheels, you're constantly watching, and at this point you can start turning your steers straight. There we go. Now you can keep an eye on it the entire time, and then go off to the left, and now you do not have to report an accident. All right, if you ever look at an average trailer, they always have little marks on the very side because people are not paying attention on the easy. Like this should be easy, all right? When you have all this room in the world, it's just people have a tendency of getting a little so it's cocky or whatever, to just stop paying attention. If you're ever turned at any time, all right, even if it's a slight little turn, you're always watching the side of your trailer that you can see the most of. I'm not really paying attention to anything over here because, well, there's nothing there. You can't see the side of the trailer. Now, let's do it one more time to the right. Now, this is going to happen as well. Now your goal is to do this in kind of the shortest distance, where you're going to turn hard right, and then all of a sudden you're going to see it. No, well, actually that was a pretty good turn. Well done, Dave. Okay, let's try to screw this up again. Okay, so we're driving forward. Okay, and we start turning, and boom. Okay, so a lot of times you're going to get to this point. Now we can't fix this in going forward. All right, but we can do it in the multiple parts. All right, so we're not backing up because maybe there's a car behind you or whatever, you know, and you can see you have little distance. So we're going to keep our steers right where they are. We're just going to reverse a few feet. Okay. And now we're going to crank all the way to the left. And then we're going to keep an eye on it. All right. And it's looking like we're going to miss it. At this point, now this is very, 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 very important. Again, at this point, you got to get those steers straight. Because a lot of times people are trying to when they're trying to avoid something, they feel like if they go off to the left again, it's going to get even further away. That's not the case. All right? Because what you're going to have to worry about now is the swing of the trailer, because they basically go off to the left. All right? And it's not getting closer right now, not till this point, as you can see in a second. And we are going to hit that. Boom, right there with the very back of our trailer. Okay? So, what are we going to do? At this point, just straighten the steers up, drive straight. You can't hit it. If you're driving straight, you can't hit it. All right, the only thing you need to worry about is what's in front of you. Again, and then at this point, now with the distance that we currently have, we could probably turn roughly here, because we're probably like a foot away. All right, let's turn to the right. And so we're nowhere near it. That's it for this particular video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.